What is up, WTP fam? It's your boy back with another one, and today we got none other than the anime guru, Drew Gaffney. How you doing today, man?
It's a blessed morning. I'm awake. I ain't tripping.
Oh yeah, it's always good when you wake up to this beautiful sun outside. In your
Yeah.
case, the maintenance crew.
Uh,
But we won't get into that because he looks like he wants to hurt them. But
a little bit.
uh, how you been, man? Since the last time we saw you was about a month, over a month ago.
I'm doing pretty good, man. Pretty good.
Yeah,
Trying to finish
that's
up the
good.
year strong and everything.
Oh yeah, I mean, this year has actually been going good for you from what I see. You got some new hardware right there. You want to lift it up and show everybody right there. The Texarkana Television Championship, man. I'm just gonna jump in and ask, how did it feel winning your one of your first titles as a singles competitor?
Yeah, honestly, it felt good. I'm not gonna lie. Um, you know, I had some backstage, cheers and stuff for me, some fan base. So, it didn't feel empty. It felt good to finally see, all the work you put in, like, mean something. So, I haven't really ever won anything in my life. So this is like a first.
All right. I mean, I know the last time I saw you, we actually did an episode that didn't air because my
Yeah.
creative mind started going to work, and I was like, I need to do better by Drew on a different episode. You didn't have the title yet. We spoke about you competing for it,
Yeah.
and you were pretty excited for it because it was like right around the time of Game Changer, and
Mm,
you had just finished the steel cage match.
hmm
And I know you were already excited from that, and going into this match, how did you feel with the mindset of I need to get this title?
The mindset was basically, it was like it was five bodies and everything. Only one person could win. Elimination was just, I'm not really, did not see any of my brothers in there. I just saw competition. I needed this more than them. They've had their time in the light. I never have had anything I could win in my life. It's always been me being put down, me being ridiculed, me being told you aren't good enough. So respectfully, when it came down to that match, I was more locked in than anything else.
All right. Yeah, I mean, we saw, at the last event that we just had for NTW, the 3-year anniversary show, um, we kind of saw the glimpse of, what you're talking about, being locked in and everything, because you went into the 5-on-5 match
Hmm
and everything was on the line for Orow Gang, Deshaun for NTW. Everybody had something to lose. And during the match, I want to ask, we had a moment with you and Jay kind of, talking to one another, or Jay talking to you more than anything. And we saw you snap a little bit. Like, what happened there?
Talking about basically the end of it after my
Yes.
elimination.
Yes,
Uh,
sir.
for since joining Oro, before joining Oro, I was singles and everything. I was by myself. It was Jay who basically convinced me to take part in it, to basically help out. Him, Dante, it was, when I first joined, it was good. We had our fun and everything. But then leading up to basically the steel cage match and everything, things started to change. Like the attitudes and everything else, basically from the last time I competed to that tag match in the cage, that was my second biggest opportunity at NCW. So basically, when that got squandered, I was starting to like question a lot. Then you saw the promo about Jay bringing up the factor I haven't ever won any gold. So
Oh,
it's
yeah.
not even the factor of basically I I'm jealous or anything. It's not the factor of I'm hating on them. Those are both my brothers. I'm the big brother. They're the little brothers. I'll always have to protect them. But after a minute, I got tired of the protection. I got tired of being talked down to like a dog. So I'm out of Oro. Oro Gang's done. I quit. After the final strike of disrespect from him, I got tired of it. I'm not anyone's punching bag. I'm nobody's bag boy. I'm done.
Okay. And now that Oral Gang is done and everything, I know you're probably going to set your sights on singles titles as well in NTW. Is that safe to say?
Yeah, it's safe to say. My biggest goal going into next year is reality of wrestling, as you know. Um, just being there, getting better, cleaning up basics, creating different move sets. That's my thing. Is being in reality of wrestling and enhancing myself and taking up NCW and going after a title.
Now, it was announced at the 3 anniversary show there's going to be a tournament for a vacant title, which is the cruiserweight title that Dante Flame held, but had to relinquish a little bit before the show due to injuries. Is that a
Mhm.
title that you are aiming to go for?
Hmm. You know, cruiserweights, I couldn't meet the requirement to go after that belt. Which you saw at the 3 year anniversary. Jay came out with the cruiserweight belt on him after vacantly disrespecting it, spray painting it, different colors and everything. So, that title is something you don't disrespect. You don't disrespect cruiserweight title at all because in general that's for people at a certain weight class that have been busting their ass to stay there. That's for everybody that weighs 220 pounds and below. Now, could I possibly hold that title? Of course. Will I be in the tournament? I gotta make a call.
Mm. So remember, guys, March 6th, look out for that. See if we see Drew compete for that title because it seems Jay has already claimed it unofficially.
Mm,
Kind of similar to what Dante did to the same title
yeah,
after Chance Fortune fell
yeah,
due to injury as well.
yeah. Chance Fortune, haven't seen him in a minute. No, recently, man had a kid, so but that's a blessing right there.
Oh
New
yeah.
life. Take some time off. If Chance is watching this, um, I'm not gonna say my apologies a lot, but the way you got done wasn't right. Should have been a fair match. So the only way I could ever apologize to anybody is basically by me and them going one on one. So
Oh.
whenever Chance Fortune is ready to get back in the ring, to come back to NCW or anywhere, heck, he can even come to Reality of Wrestling. I'll welcome him. I'll even want to have a match with him. That's
Oh.
the one thing that I like because, in general, seeing Chance, that dude's on a different level. That's a level I need. That's a match that I should have. No
Mm,
disrespect to my other brothers, but in general, next year it's all about me, not them.
okay. Maybe we see Chance go for that title right there.
Maybe, maybe,
So that's what I
maybe.
like, man. You're a defending champion. All welcome. All challengers welcomed, huh?
Yep.
Very nice. Now I'm gonna shift the gears a little bit, go into something else that we talked about at the end of your last interview. I remember you telling me, and you just said it right now. You know, probably wouldn't go for the cruiserweight title due to the weight and everything. But if they allowed you to, you would. Now, speaking of dropping the weight, you yourself said in the last episode you dropped a lot of weight when it came to being in professional wrestling.
Yeah.
And
So,
along this journey, you've been getting in way better shape than before. Can you like iterate on that? Like, what did you
of
mean by
course,
all that?
of course. So, I traveled. Um, over here to Houston, Texas, in the midst of late 2022 or 23. Um, Basically by myself. When I came over here, I was not in the best of shape when I joined reality wrestling. Um, I was overweight, I was unathletic, and I was not built like everybody else in the room. Um, I weighed basically probably well over 500 pounds. Um, so basically, um, from the time I got here, I was not working. I was focusing on school and I was focusing on what I did every day before training. And when I wasn't there, I ran a mile. So I ran a mile about every day for about 6 months. On top of that, there was also um, a different way I ate. And I'm not going to lie, there were some times where I did fast just to get my mindset right. From that point, I was locked in, and I didn't notice any change about myself until I couldn't even wear um, some shorts that I had. So you have to understand, from my perspective, I I'm a person that used to wear size 45 in pants and everything. Um, that's been dropped down to 36. I used to wear shirts that were 4X's. That's been dropped down to mediums. So there's been a lot of change in the past 3 years, 3.5 years nearly going on since I've started wrestling. And I'm not really done yet. I'm still trying to go. I'm still trying to get that peak evolution that I need. It's just steps to it. It's just more of a locked in mindset. It's
So
just
compared to a few years ago to now, how are you feeling mentally and physically? Because the way you were moving at the last event and what we've seen in the ring, like I wouldn't have been able to tell you were over 500 pounds a few years ago.
yeah, every time I tell anybody that, they never believe me. But, you know, mentally and physically, everybody can tell me, I look great. You look incredible. That's amazing. But for me, mentally, it's still not enough. It's still not enough. I don't see it. Physically, I still don't look like everybody else. But then at the same time, I realize I don't care. I'm the first ever original me. They don't have anime wrestlers like that everywhere. There are some out there, but they're not fully into it. With me, it's just I'm more comfortable in my skin, but it's still not enough. I need to evolve further. I need to transform further. And in general, when I finally reach that where it seems like I've hit a ceiling, I'm going to break through it because there's
N-
no stopping me like at all.
Now, if anybody asked, like just the general question, how do you keep going? What's your motivation to keep going? Like, what's the usual answer you give them or the best answer you give them?
The best answer I give and what my why is to keep going is I have two nieces, I have two nephews, um, I have a mother, I have three moms actually. I was raised by three moms, my mother, my sister, and my mother's mother. So basically, in part, I do this for them. I go hard for them because, in general, from where I'm from, you have to grind for everything. You have to work for everything. Nothing's been handed to us, nothing's been given to us. It's always a fight, it's always a struggle. So I do everything that I do for them, and I will always provide for them because nobody else will.
Man, That's what's up right there, man. I can respect that 100%. I know many others can as well. Now, you just said that you're the anime guru. And you said there's not many anime wrestlers out there. So, like, what's your favorite anime series or some of your favorite anime series that may inspire your ring gear? Because I think I noticed that at the last event, your ring gear
Well,
looked similar to an anime.
the last ring, that ring gear is inspired by Bleach. So, with me, every anime I watch, I don't have a one, two, three. It's always this is number one, this is number one. I rarely have animes in the second or third column because, in general, anime isn't just a TV series. Anime is a lifestyle. Everybody calls it a cartoon. It's not a cartoon. It's basically Japanese culture infused into this. Like it's basically everything I wish the world was, but I make my own realm, and within my realm, anime can thrive. But to answer your question, um, number one animes going back to when I was a kid. So we have the original Dragon Ball, we have Yu Yu Hakusho, we have the original Pokemon, we have Yu Gi Oh, we have Digimon. All right, that right there. Then we fast forward to what I watched later on in life. So because I didn't have the internet like that, but I found my ways to find everything I could. So then later on, we have what everybody considered the original big three. After that, you had Bleach, you had Naruto, and of course, you still had Dragon Ball Z. Now, the big three, that's the big toss up that a lot of fans won't always question. But in general, I know what my original big three is. I grew up on that.
Okay. Now, you said that there's like culture and everything in some of these animes, and I
Yes.
know some cultures have a lot of discipline.
Yep.
Is that where you get your discipline from, or how you learned from it?
Basically, yes. My discipline basically has came from everything in general. When I watch anime, I'm not watching it as a fan. I'm not watching it as somebody that loves it. I'm in it. My brain switches gears. See, I'm not watching it through a TV. I am in the TV. That's the thing. You see, you can watch anime and love it. You can try and be a hero. You can try and be a villain. But the difference is, in general, when I watch anime, I'm not either one. I'm a creator. I'm the master of my own realm for that. For that reason alone, that's just why.
Okay. I can completely respect that. I really can. Obviously, I kind of feel the same way when it comes to wrestling. I'm not, in the ring particularly, but there's other aspects I'm involved with that just, I learn from, and I love doing what I do with it. And I have a new respect for from a lot of perspectives. Um, Now, I've seen some of your social media content.
Yeah.
You do you do you particularly live your life on a daily basis the same way, and not just through the wrestling ring,
You mean basically like do
through
I
the animes and the
basically
disciplines and
yes.
everything?
Of
Yeah.
course. Have to. Because in general, I'm not a character. I'm not I'm not a main character, I'm not a side character, I'm an original. Alright? So basically you can't say you're freaking I guess how do I say this? In general, you've seen a lot of wrestlers that are strong people.
Yes.
A lot of muscle bound gym freaks and everything else. To use that as an example, they don't just, like live a few days in the gym. Majority of people that I know that are professional wrestlers that I have come in contact with have told me that they work out normally 4 times a day. Yeah, four
And I
times a day.
believe that.
Yeah, 4 times a day. So in general, there's that. You can't call yourself a basic queen of wrestling, without backing it up too. You know. You can look at Charlotte Flair for that. Use that as basically the example. You can't call yourself a luchador without, there being lineage. And I've met a lot of luchadors with a lot of family lineage going back, and that's been incredible to know and learn about them. So there's levels to it as a professional wrestler.
Okay. Now, I'm gonna say that you enjoy going to the local conventions as well. So I've seen some photos of you doing that as well. Is there a particular one that you enjoy going to the most out of all of them, or you just enjoy
Mm.
all of it?
So basically, before I moved out here, I didn't know that there was even anything like this. Basically where I'm from and everything, I got picked on a lot for loving anime, for being into it and stuff. So when I moved out to Texas and I finally was able to look into stuff like this, I just hit the ground running. I've been to Animeverse, I've been to DreamCon, I've been to Matsuri. Um, there's one this month I plan on trying to make it to. And then there's Anime Frontier hitting in December. So even if I can only go one day, I at least make one day worth
Oh
it.
yeah,
With these cons, is basically you're not just getting to dress up. You're not just getting to be somebody different. You again finally getting to be your real self. That's a lot of things. I got bullied and picked on about. So you have to wear a mask sometimes in society. Other times you just get to be your real self. And I've met a lot of interesting people. I've met a lot of people that sell at these conventions. I plan on doing some work with them next year and expand. I know there's been a convention out in Dallas. I'm planning to make that trip next year to see everyone. But yeah, I don't really have a favorite con.
you just enjoy it all.
I just take it in, man. Like in general.
Yeah, man, I can actually relate to that because you said you got picked on and you had to wear you sometimes have to wear a mask because you get picked on and people talk about you with that. It's kind of the same way with some of us wrestling fans that diehard wrestling fans. You
I got
go out,
picked
you're
on
wearing
for
your
that
wrestling
too.
shirt. I wear my wrestling shirts out in public.
Mm.
I hear those jokes from the side of my ears. I had like the DX shirt. It says the biggest fan in the world or whatever. I hear those jokes from from outside this year and all that. And I'm 36, and I'm like, I'm finally at a point where I just don't give a shit what people think anymore. I'm like, yes, I'm a damn wrestling fan. Do I care what you think about it? No, I don't, because I'm sure you probably like Taylor Swift or something. You're probably that guy that gets excited when Taylor Swift's on the NFL Network. But like everyone has their thing, right? You love anime, you're in it. It's a lifestyle for you. And it's the same way for me with wrestling and stuff, and other things like professional football and boxing and all that. Like everyone has their thing, right?
For basically people that want to pick on guys that like wrestling, I even got that growing up. I found out the best way to counter anybody that will ever get on to you for loving wrestling is stop them and tell them that in general, in 30 minutes, I can tell you why I care about wrestling.
Oh
I can do that to anybody that I find out there on the streets. You see, you
yeah,
can make fun of me for loving wrestling, for being a fan, for being a professional wrestler, for studying it, for doing it. But in general, what's the difference from me doing this from boxing? What's the difference from me doing this in UFC? The only difference is I'm not doing it for your enjoyment. I'm putting my heart and soul into it. That's
yeah,
exactly what that's exactly what wrestlers you grew up watching did. Like a
yeah.
general, from your Shawn Michaels to your Bret the Hitman Hart to going back to the freaking old to the Outlaws to to basically even going back there to Rock's father and them doing it
Yeah.
way back when.
Or if you want to
Like
go
there's
into
a
the Texas scene, you know, the Von Erichs, a
Von
whole family of
Erichs,
them.
Von Erichs. There's a whole story right there. If you haven't seen the movie about that, then I would suggest you watch that.
Oh yeah, definitely. Or you know, another good one if you want to watch about wrestling is the movie The Wrestler.
Yeah,
Or you even got
another.
the Netflix series The Wrestlers that show about was it OVW?
Talking about with the
Al Snow
talking
and
about
them. Like,
yeah, yeah,
oh, no, it wasn't OVW. I think it was FC. One of the. It's one of those. I just know Al Snow's in it. It's about his school and everything.
yeah. Basically, in general, for people that think they know about professional wrestling, you don't know.
Yeah.
You only know from one side. You have to know from every side,
And
and there's a
and
lot of
usually
ins and outs.
and usually their go to thing is you know it's fake, right? I'm like I've blocked people on my live streams for saying that crap. Like it's not
Wrestling.
fake. It's like
This is the thing.
I see these guys like you know you and everybody I see in NTW and all across Texas and everything. It's like no, there's nothing fake about it. It's
Exactly.
predetermined, but they're literally going out there and getting slammed on hard like on wood. Like there's really no padding. I've seen the ring and I've touched the ring. It's like maybe that much padding, if that. Like
Basically, here is the counter offer for that. For anybody right now, I want to say this personally: wrestling is not fake for us. What we do when we go out there, when we put our bodies online, it's not fake. All right, nothing we do is fake. All right,
nope.
in general, you basically saying that wrestling is fake is basically saying that our dreams are fake, and my dream is alive. Every other wrestler across Texas' dream is alive. You don't understand that. So before you utter the words "I quit" or that in general wrestling is fake, please understand that in general, unless you do this seriously, you don't understand. It's a big thing that we do out here, guys. It's not for kids. This is for grown men and women out here. And if you
It
can't
is.
understand that, then please do me a favor and just shut up.
Yeah.
Because I take great offense to anybody that telling me wrestling is fake. Because my dreams aren't fake, man. They keep me going each and every day I wake up.
I 1,000% agree with you on that. Because like I said, my new perspective with wrestling and everything came from NTW and watching you guys do it. Because you know we watch the stuff on TV all day, every day, right? And I was
Yep.
telling Toyman the last interview I did with him. So yeah, I could sit here and watch it, you know, get complacent just you know streaming it. I think I found the new respect for it when I started going to NTW shows and started meeting you guys and talking to y'all one on one, and you know, just like this conversation right here is like I'm finding more about Drew the person and not the character. And you know, like I kind of knew you were into anime, but I just you know I didn't understand the lifestyle behind anime. And you told me a little bit about your weight loss journey. Now I'm finding out more, and I'm like, these are people going out there and doing an art form in front of you know sometimes 20 people, sometimes thousands of people. You know, it's
That's
like
not that's not the mindset a lot of us have.
yeah,
Like in general, we go out there to perform. There
mm-hmm,
could be 20, there could be 30, there could be five, there could be just one kid in the front row.
mm-hmm.
When I go out there, I'm out there wrestling like I'm in Madison Square Garden. That's my
There you go.
mindset. That's everything. So in general, there could be a full crowd. There could be barely a crowd. There could be nobody in the crowd. That's not the way I was trained. I do
You're still gonna go
everything
out
and
there and
put everything on the line. That's the way I was trained. I'm not a crazy wrestler that's gonna do ridiculous stunts. I'm not gonna do a freaking flaming chair. I'm not that type of person. That's not how I want to live. That's not how I want to wrestle. I have a strict code that I stick by, and that is my way and the only way.
yeah. Because I mean, like I said, I've seen it. I mean, there's been big crowds for NTW, smaller crowds for NTW, but every time you guys go out there, y'all put on one hell of a show. and I've
That's
enjoyed
always
all
going
the
to be the
shows I've
goal.
been to. Huh?
That's always going to be the goal. That's always how we
Yeah.
have to be.
Yeah, and you said that's what you learned in reality wrestling. Who, Booker T was y'all's. I don't know if he trained you personally. I don't know how that works, but the five time. We can keep going, but I'm sure he's planted that in your mind. Like every show you do, go out there and give it your all because you don't know who's watching. You might inspire one person to go out and chase their dream from what you're doing. And it might be to go be a professional wrestler. It might be to go be a firefighter or a cop or something. Like they see y'all doing y'all's thing, and you might motivate them to go and do theirs.
My biggest thing is if I'm able to motivate anybody listening to this or watching me wrestle, my biggest thing or piece of advice for you is don't let others put you down. I've had others put me down basically my whole life. So
Okay.
if you have a dream, don't listen to them. Just go out there and do it. Like that's the thing you have to do. Because in general, they're going to live their life. How are you going to live yours? That's the biggest piece of advice you need to take to heart. And when it comes to what we do at Reality of Wrestling, that's a whole different landscape. It's a whole different thing. You're basically in school. So
Yeah.
that's basically when I moved out here, I did not know anyone. Basically, no friends, no family. So I'm able to reinvent myself. I'm able to be my real self since I've been able to be out here. And, you know, yes, I have a place I can rest my head and everything, but reality of wrestling is my true home. Reality of wrestling creates the best and brightest stars. Reality of wrestling puts you in a whole different mindset of professional wrestling that you aren't able to learn. Not saying that other schools aren't great, but I'm in the best school possible since I've been out here.
Man. And I can't wait to see what you do next, though, from everything you're learning and everything you're, crafting to do in the next year or so. Because I really can't wait till the next show. I mean, what is the next show you're going to be involved with in any area?
So right now, the only bookings I have left are just Hyping Glory for
Happy
November
Glory.
1st and then in December. After that, I'm just gonna be training.
Yeah,
First New Year 2026. I'm not gonna be able to leave the gym or the school like that. I'm gonna be putting in the work. That's just the mindset I have to have. That's just the mindset you
all
have
right,
to get better. The mindset you have to take it to the next level.
gotcha. And will you be open to bookings if anybody reached out to you and asked you to?
Mm, I would just have to say you would have to contact me, and then we would speak about it from there.
Yeah,
Because biggest thing I have going forward next year is I'm not trying to miss any days at Reality of Wrestling shows, training. That's my thing. That's my biggest goal. That's everything that I need to do.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
my mindset, basically. You know, from basically the begin from each day, from each start of class and everything. It's just a mindset. You're not going to get better unless you actually train. You're not going to get any better unless you actually put in the work.
Gotcha. And I'll leave his social medias on the bottom right there in the description, guys. You want to hit him up for anything anime related or wrestling related. But this has
Yeah,
been fun, man. I really do appreciate you coming on here and sharing a piece of your story with us. Hopefully next time when we sit down again, we have a lot more to go over. Maybe we'll ask you a typical day in the reality of wrestling, but I know you're a busy guy and you got to get back on your grind. So
yeah,
um, thank you again. And as always, guys, as more comes out, I'll let y'all know.
yeah.
Peace.